Caitlin Clark is in the vicinity at a private event with Michael Jordan. Now, it's hard to believe that they're not talking basketball. We know it has to do with basketball a little bit.
Okay, get ready for this. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA sensation, just had a secret meeting with the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan. Seriously, the WNBA is an absolute meltdown right now because some shocking footage leaked online showing Caitlin Clark training side by side with MJ. What started as hushed whispers from a super exclusive golf event has completely exploded into a viral storm that has the entire basketball world losing its mind, and this is just the beginning.
Now we know if it's one person Caitlin Clark has been compared to her whole WNBA career, it's Michael Jeffrey Jordan. There's so many celebrities between the two, the injury, the hype, just everything, the assault that was taking place on the basketball court. It's eerie similar.
And believe me, fans are absolutely stunned, players are low-key furious, and insiders are screaming that this isn't just big. It could completely reshape Caitlin Clark's entire future and honestly, maybe even the entire WNBA itself. So how on earth did this super secret training session even go down? And what in the world does it mean for the WNBA's biggest, most controversial star? You gotta stay tuned because trust me, this story is about to blow up in ways no one expects.
So this is the actual event that Caitlin Clark attended before we get into why she went viral. But instead it's Peak Inside Grove XX111, Michael Jordan's invite-only club. Since pace on selection are a large part of why Michael Jordan loves the golf game. And however, the legendary NBA star is one of the most recognizable people on the planet.
So, where did this all start? Well, it kicked off with a few super blurry photos that somehow leaked out from an exclusive golf club in Florida. None other than Michael Jordan's super private sanctuary, Grove 2. First, everyone just shrugged it off thinking, oh, just another celebrity sighting. But then bam, someone dropped the clip that sent actual shockwaves rippling through every corner of social media. The video showed Caitlin Clark, yes, the WNBA's biggest sensation, casually walking the course with Jordan. They were laughing, and then, get this, she was holding a basketball in her hands.
So Michael Jordan been had this golf course since 2019. The private golf course includes an 18-hole course, a main clubhouse, a gatehouse, a learning facility, and a practice range. There are even drones that deliver snacks and beverages to members during the play. The member list includes who's who in celebrities and professional athletes who all have received personal invitations from Jordan. The 15,000 square feet. Wow.
And talk about immediate impact. Within mere hours, hashtags like GenCCXMJ and Jordan mentors Clark were absolutely blowing up and trending everywhere. Fans literally couldn't believe what they were seeing. Was Caitlin actually training with the greatest of all time? Every single sports network went into absolute overdrive, scrambling to verify the footage. Analysts were pausing the video frame by frame, meticulously identifying Jordan's signature sneakers and Clark's brand new Nike gear. Even TMZ got in on the action, confirming the location matched Jordan's ultra-exclusive invite-only golf compound, a place where, let's be real, only billionaires and the absolute elite athletes ever get access.
So this was a photo that Caitlin Clark was pictured in with the kid. Had herself a day, played Grove XX111, met the best female hooper in the game, Caitlin Clark. She was serving Michael Jordan, bro. Wow. So this was the photo right here. That hat went viral last night.
Now, the scene itself might have looked pretty casual on the surface, but the energy between them, that told a completely different story. You could just sense it. A vibe of serious mentorship, laser-sharp focus, and something much, much bigger quietly brewing behind the scene. Insiders super close to the situation are claiming this was absolutely not some random encounter. In fact, sources say Jordan himself personally invited Caitlin after keeping a close eye on her entire rookie season, apparently super impressed by her insane mental toughness and that undeniable competitive edge.
I know a lot of people are going to say Caitlin Clark should be training. She's with Michael Jordan. Like, it don't get no, like, I know a lot of people thought Caitlin Clark should have did Unrivaled. Caitlin Clark should have did basketball. She's with Michael Jordan. She's with there is no, no. I know everybody want Caitlin to be with Chris Brinkley, Drew Hanlon, and all these other damn trainers. She's with Michael Jordan, bro. It don't get no. Do I need to say more? Do I need to say more? She's with MJ, bro.
One source even described this as nothing less than a passing of the torch moment, the ultimate basketball icon meeting the player many are now already calling the female MJ. But here's where it gets wild. WNBA executives reportedly went into full-blown panic mode. The league has spent months, and I mean months, trying to control the narratives around Caitlin's explosive fame, desperately trying to balance her insane popularity with all the internal team politics and veteran frustrations. But now, with Jordan suddenly in the picture, that delicate balance could completely crumble. If this mentorship turns into something truly real, Caitlin Clark's brand could absolutely skyrocket, soaring beyond the WNBA's reach and sparking a ripple effect that genuinely no one is ready for. And get this leaked footage, it's just the very beginning, because what happened after that private session, it left absolutely everyone watching completely stunned. Now, to really get how wild this moment was, you have to understand what Grove 23 actually is, because this isn't just some fancy golf course. Oh no, Michael Jordan literally designed it as his personal kingdom, a place where extreme privacy shakes hands with pure power. And let me tell you, only a tiny handful of people on the planet have ever stepped foot inside. We're talking A-list celebrities, billionaires, and sports legends like Tiger Woods and Derek Jeter, and every single guest personally approved by MJ himself. So when Caitlin Clark's name popped up on that guest list, the internet instantly knew something absolutely major was about to go down. Grove 23, sometimes jokingly called Slaughterhouse 23 because of how fiercely competitive it gets, is a place where Jordan tests people's mental strength. They've got drones delivering drinks mid-game, cameras lining the fairways, and members always talk about the intense pressure of just keeping up with MJ's legendary energy. So for Caitlin, being invited there wasn't just a casual hangout, it was practically an initiation, Jordan's way of seeing if she truly had the mindset worthy of his inner circle. Eyewitnesses claimed Caitlin wasn't just golfing, she was absolutely holding court. And get this, between rounds, she and Jordan were spotted at the practice range, gesturing like they were deep in conversation about footwork and shot rhythm. And at one point, she reportedly demonstrated her signature step-back jumper, the same move that made her a legend at Iowa and totally carried into her rookie WNBA season. And Jordan, arms crossed, just nodded with that classic look of approval that only true competitors recognize. For so many fans, this encounter wasn't just symbolic, it was revolutionary. Because seriously, never before has Michael Jordan publicly connected himself to a female basketball player like this. It hinted at something profoundly deeper, a mutual respect forged through an obsession with greatness itself. But while fans were celebrating this historic meeting, not everyone was exactly thrilled. Whispers of Caitlin's visit quickly spread across WNBA circles, and some players and coaches were reportedly not happy about the insane attention it drew. Behind closed doors, people started asking, was Caitlin trying to bypass the league hierarchy? Was Jordan planning something even bigger, a business move that could absolutely shake the WNBA to its core? And what came next only poured more fuel on that growing fire. When the footage leaked, WNBA headquarters in New York reportedly went into full-blown crisis mode. Fans were totally blindsided. The league had spent months meticulously shaping Caitlin Clark's image, positioning her as the new face of the league, but under their control, and now that control was slipping fast. The sheer idea of Clark privately meeting with Michael Jordan, completely away from cameras, away from the league's supervision, instantly set off alarm bells at every level of management, because this wasn't just a casual outing, it was a message. Jordan, after all, is a man famous for his independence, for empire building, and for totally disrupting entire industries. When he takes an interest in someone, it's never for nothing. Insiders claim WNBA officials immediately called an emergency meeting to assess potential brand conflict because between Caitlin's Nike endorsement and Jordan's ever-growing personal empire, behind the scenes they feared a potential power shift, one that could give Clark leverage the league was simply not prepared to handle. Meanwhile, agents and sponsors started circling like sharks. If Jordan was seriously mentoring Clark, brands like Gatorade, Hanes, and even the Jordan brand itself might be looking to expand their reach into women's basketball basketball without the WNBA's permission, and suddenly Caitlin Clark wasn't just a player, she was an untouchable asset. Someone whose fame and market power could easily surpass the very league that drafted her. Fans flooded comment sections playfully calling Jordan the real commissioner now, while critics mocked the league for not appreciating Clark's influence sooner, and even some retired players hinted that the WNBA's handling of Caitlin's stardom had been far too restrictive from the very beginning. Inside the Fever's locker room, sources say players were stunned, but honestly not surprised. Caitlin's always been bigger than the W. One teammate allegedly said, "Now the world's just catching up," and as panic spread like wildfire among executives, one urgent question echoed everywhere: is this just a mentorship, or is this the start of something much bigger that could actually rewrite basketball's entire future? But while the internet was totally obsessed over the leaked footage, insiders claimed the real story unfolded far from the cameras in a quiet corner of Grove 23's glass-walled clubhouse. According to reports from those super close to the event, Michael Jordan himself requested a private conversation with Caitlin Clark after their round of golf, and witnesses described it as intense, but incredibly inspiring. The two sat for nearly an hour, completely away from other guests, talking about competition, leadership, and of course legacy. Whatever was said in that room reportedly left Caitlin visibly emotional, yet completely fired up. Sources close to Clark say Jordan spoke to her like a peer, not just a rookie. He reportedly told her that true greatness always comes with backlash, that public criticism is simply the price of being different. And man, those words hit hard for Caitlin, who had spent months under constant scrutiny from referees, opposing players, and even media outlets framing her every single move. Jordan allegedly reminded her that every single icon, from Kobe Bryant to Serena Williams, had to go through fire before being celebrated at one point. And get this, Jordan is even rumored to have handed Clark a personalized Jordan brand basketball, not just for show but as a symbol. "Your era starts when you decide," he reportedly said, and whether that's literal or just part of the myth growing around this meeting, it's already become a massive rallying cry among fans online. Caitlin left the clubhouse that day, quieter than usual, escorted to her car by security, but those who know her best say something fundamentally changed. She looked focused, almost like she'd been given a silent permission to play without apology. What no one expected, however, was what came next. Within just 24 hours, word spread like wildfire that a brand new deal might be in the works, one that could tie Caitlin Clark directly to the Jordan brand itself. If true, that would send absolute shockwaves through the entire WNBA ecosystem, and the first signs of that bombshell began surfacing sooner than anyone imagined. Less than a day after the leaked footage went viral, whispers began flooding social media about a potential collaboration between Caitlin Clark and the Jordan brand. At first, it sounded completely impossible. Jordan had never partnered directly with an active WNBA player under his personal label, but as screenshots of supposed email leaks and marketing drafts started surfacing, fans began to believe it just might be real. Industry insiders confirmed that Nike executives were suddenly holding late-night emergency meetings, trying desperately to get ahead of the rumors before they spiraled completely out of control. If this deal existed, it would mark a truly historic shift. Caitlin Clark wouldn't just be another athlete under Nike's massive umbrella. She'd be entering the elite, exclusive circle of those personally endorsed by Michael Jordan himself. That's a title shared by a select few global icons. For years, the Jordan brand has stayed relatively quiet in women's basketball, but Caitlin's sheer cultural pull might have changed that overnight. The leaked footage of their training sessions suddenly looked far more strategic than spontaneous. Sports marketing analysts quickly broke it all down. Caitlin's rookie-year jersey sales shattered records. Her viewership numbers literally carried the entire WNBA season. She single-handedly made the Indiana Fever one of the most talked-about franchises in all of sport. A Jordan partnership would mean merging two of basketball's most influential names, one from the past, one defining the future. But that's exactly why the WNBA board reportedly panicked. League officials feared they were losing their grip on their biggest star's image. If Clark aligned directly with Jordan, it could easily create a separate power lane outside of their authority. Rumors even swirled that certain veteran players felt threatened, worrying this partnership could make Caitlin untouchable. Then came the moment that changed everything. A single image posted on an Instagram story. Caitlin Clark lacing up a prototype pair of shoes with a glowing Jumpman logo. The caption, "Work in silence." That's when the entire sports world completely lost its mind. Once that single image hit Instagram, the internet went into total meltdown. Within minutes, Caitlyn x Jordan was trending worldwide. Fans flooded social media with wild theories, some claiming she'd just become the first woman to get a signature Jordan line, others insisting it was a power move to directly challenge the WNBA's leadership. Every single sports outlet, from ESPN to Bleacher Report, ran with the story, and even NBA stars started weighing in, calling the moment historic. But behind all the excitement, a massive storm was quietly brewing inside the WNBA league. Insiders say that within 24 hours, several team executives called an emergency conference to discuss how to handle the PR explosion. While some believed the exposure would bring positive attention to women's basketball, others were furious that Clark was making moves outside league approval. There were whispers that certain veteran players felt disrespected, that Caitlyn was getting opportunities others had never been given. One anonymous player reportedly said, "It's not the Caitlyn Clark league." Meanwhile, Fever fans stood solidly behind their star. They saw it as validation for everything she'd endured: the fouls, the media hate, and the constant pressure to prove herself. To them, this wasn't rebellion, it was pure elevation. She was doing what MJ would have done, one fan wrote, building her legacy on her own terms. But the controversy deepened when unverified footage surfaced of a tense locker room discussion, allegedly between Caitlyn and a veteran teammate, arguing over loyalty and attention. Whether the clip was real or not, it totally fueled the narrative that the league was splitting into two camps: those who supported Caitlyn's rise, and those who felt overshadowed by it. And as the debate grew louder, one question echoed across sports talk shows and Twitter spaces alike: was Caitlyn Clark breaking barriers for women's basketball, or was she breaking the very system that built her in the first place? The answer, as always, would come with the next shocking twist. As the media chaos reached its absolute peak, Michael Jordan finally made a move that no one saw coming. Without saying a single word publicly, the official Jordan brand account quietly posted a black and white photo of Caitlyn Clark holding a basketball under the caption, "Legacy recognizes legacy." There was no press release, no official statement, just that one incredibly powerful line. Within minutes, it shattered the internet. Millions of views, thousands of reposts, and a tidal wave of reactions from fans, players, and analysts. Everyone knew exactly what it meant. This was Jordan's silent stamp of undeniable approval. Behind the scenes, multiple reports confirmed that Jordan himself had personally reached out to Nike's executive board, and the message was simple: she's the future. It was more than just an endorsement, it was mentorship, actively turning into a movement. Sources close to the deal say Jordan plans to create a women's line inspired by Clark's style of play, combining grace, grit, and competitive fire. If true, this could completely reshape the entire basketball apparel industry. The WNBA's internal tension hit a breaking point. Some league officials privately admitted that Jordan's influence could actually lift women's basketball to incredible new heights, while others feared losing control over their own narrative. Suddenly, Caitlyn Clark wasn't just the league's rookie star, she was the face of a brand new era, one that didn't even need the WNBA's permission to thrive. Meanwhile, fans quickly dubbed her Air Clark, and memes flooded social media showing her dunking beside Jordan's silhouette. The symbolism was absolutely undeniable. The old guard acknowledging the new. But as powerful as that image was, insiders hinted that the story was far from over. A leaked document even suggested that Jordan and Clark's collaboration might extend beyond branding, possibly into founding a training camp or even an academy for young female athletes. If that's true, this partnership isn't just rewriting basketball history, it's rewriting who actually gets to control it. In the days following Jordan's silent announcement, the WNBA found itself standing at a major crossroads. League officials tried desperately to spin the story as a positive step for women's basketball, but behind closed doors there was palpable fear. Fear that Caitlyn Clark had simply outgrown the system faster than anyone anticipated. For the very first time, the WNBA wasn't in charge of the narrative. The world wasn't talking about their upcoming games or playoff race. They were talking about her, about Jordan, and about the new seismic power dynamic that had just been born. Endorsement experts quickly began calling it the Clark effect. Ticket prices for Indiana Fever games doubled overnight. Jordan brand merchandise featuring her silhouette sold out in mere hours. Sports economists even predicted that if the partnership officially launches, it could inject millions into women's basketball without a single dollar coming from the WNBA's central office. Suddenly, every single brand wanted a piece of her. Inside the locker rooms, players were deeply divided. Some saw it as a once-in-a-lifetime win for female athletes. Finally, their work was being valued at the same level as NBA stars. Others saw it as dangerous, fearing it would create a superstar hierarchy that could deeply divide teams and alienate veterans who had fought for equality long before Clark ever arrived. For her part, Caitlyn stayed completely silent. No interviews, no comments, just relentless training. Her Instagram bio quietly updated to include one new line: built, not bought. Players took it as a clear message that she wasn't just chasing fame, but truly building something lasting, something Jordan clearly saw in her. Meanwhile, rumors swirled that a documentary team had been secretly filming her entire journey, capturing every step from the draft to this very moment. If that footage ever drops, it could reveal what truly happened at Grove 23 and what Jordan told her that day. One thing, however, is crystal clear: the WNBA will absolutely never be the same again. Caitlin Clark's secret meeting with Michael Jordan started as just a leaked clip, but it ended as a cultural earthquake. What seemed like a private training session became the spark that exposed the WNBA's fragile control, ignited fan wars, and redefined what power truly looks like in women's sport. Whether this partnership grows into a full-blown legacy or remains an untold story, one thing is utterly undeniable: Caitlin Clark has stepped into a new realm of greatness. Even if history repeats itself like Jordan before her, she won't just play the game, she'll change it forever.